Alright, let's do it. The two highest rated players in North America at the moment, split only by Moxie RTWR, one of Moxie's 20 accounts in the top 100. We've got Yan against Cosmic. We've got Brazil against USA. We've got a seasoned veteran against a rookie. And I remembered to put it on USC server. Look at me go. I think we've got to do it on USC server here. Because if we do US West, Yan's ping is going to be horrendous. And we do it on US East, Cosmic's ping is going to be pretty horrendous. But that's just something US West players have to deal with in the world of Rocket League. This is Cosmic's debut. Right now he's a #1 rated player in North America, who's actually from North America. Yan obviously in North America, but he is Brazilian. So this is NA's guy right now when it comes to ranks. I wouldn't say that he's the #1 guy for NA 1v1. I think, you know, First Killer, Daniel, Chronic, AJ, all of these guys are in fantastic form for 1v1. So I'd be, you know, it would be incorrect to rank Cosmic above any of those guys. But, you know, he's definitely in the mix with the next tier, like guys like Evo and Lion Blaze. I think that's where Cosmic is. Oh, Yan missed the boost there, so that's going to be a goal for Cosmic. He thought he had the boost before he jumped. He did not. And that allows Cosmic to tie. Yeah, Cosmic's a very grounded player. He's got a solid air dribble bump in his offense. I think he struggled in his first Gamers Without Borders NA qualifier game. He was playing 1v1 for Koi in Gamers Without Borders NA. Helped the team qualify for Gamers 8 with a couple of very impressive performances. Oh, what a slot. Yan just slides it into the bottom corner. Let me just make sure that I've got my title set up correctly before we get stuck into game 1 here. It should be updated. Okay, Yan looks like he's ready for this. it looks like grinding to rank 1 in every playlist. Pretty good preparation for a 1v1 show match. Beautiful fake kickoff by Yan. They're actually taking the ball to the back corner that we don't usually see players go to. Oh, Cosmic just looks like he's at the mercy of the Brazilian here. Indeed he is. 4-1. Scoreline we've been seeing quite a lot tonight in the Zen versus Naipo matchup. Now, the second show match of the evening, it's happened once again. Yeah, I saw TRK took away Yan's #1 in 2v2, but I think for over a day, more than 24 hours, Yan was #1 in all of the playlists at the same time. I saw a lot of you guys were complaining. I can't believe... Oh dear, he's beat that. Okay, clearly being 1v1 or being #1 on every playlist doesn't help you save intermediate aerial saves. But anyway, I was going to say... Yeah, a lot of you guys were complaining. Johnny Boy clickbait a video. He said that Yan's using Zen's controls, but as far as I've heard, he is. Jarby is the biggest Furia fan that I know, and he's confidently told me that Yan is using Zen's controls. There's Mateus SCL in chat. That's Yan's manager, Furia manager Yan. Furia manager Yan. Yan's Furia manager. It's the order of those words I meant to use. So there you have it. Yan is... Oh, what bounce! Yan is missing this open net is what he's doing. Unfortunate miss there by Yan. What a bounce. He managed to snipe not just the underside of the crossbar, but the specific part of the underside of the crossbar that causes the ball to bounce straight downwards and then immediately upwards next to the wall in an unscorable position. I'm sure you're all very familiar with that bounce. I feel like that's the bounce I get every time I miss an open net. But he's only got himself to blame. It was a super open net and he boomed the bar. He's still in a 2-goal advantage though. Sidewall double would fix his problems, but he misses it. Cosmic's got a lovely angle for a dribble here. Full volley. Denied by Yan. In fact, denied it. An awkward enough angle that Cosmic didn't have a good follow-up shot. Well played in defense by the Brazilian. Yeah, a lot of you guys actually did ask in that video where I was talking about Yan using Zen's controls, getting rank 1 in every playlist. In that video, I did mostly just talk about Furia and Yan in RLCS rather than ranked, because I think it's a more interesting topic at the moment. I wanted to, let you guys know about how awesome of an accomplishment it is he achieved, but also talk about some relevant and interesting topics in the community. But yeah, for those of you who are not familiar with Zen's controls and why everybody's been talking about them, I know most of you guys will already know this, but for the few of you that, or the viewers among you that do not, he uses L2, which is of course a dynamic button, as his directional air roll. Most players, when either one-way directional air roll or two-way directional air roll became popular, slapped it on R1, L1, so that they could just tap a button and immediately start air rolling full speed in that direction. Although there are actually a couple of players who use buttons like L1 to air roll right and things like that. That's just crazy. I don't know why anyone would do that. Oh wow, what a shot by Yan. That's a very peculiar timing to hit a ground pinch. It's somewhere between a ground pinch and a half volley there. Ball's on its upward bounce, but just barely on its upward bounce before he hit that. So he kind of just hits it back into the ground and it bounces over the top of his opponent. Absolutely fantastic shot. But yeah, obviously advantage of using a dynamic button like the trigger instead of a bumper for directional air roll is you can directional air roll in slight amounts instead of every time you tap the button having to feather it if you don't want to full-on directional air roll. Now, I think I have heard from Zen himself, I think it was in an interview, that he doesn't really feel like he no one really feels like they feather directional air roll. It's not really a known problem in the pro scene, and Zen doesn't really feel like he does anything other than mash that button when he presses it. 99.9% of the time he just presses it all the way down. But there's no denying that he does have some of the best aerial car control that we've ever seen. And now Yan, a player who is also known as having some of the best aerial car control in the world, switches to his controls and then himself states that his aerial car control has improved. Now, whether or not that's placebo doesn't really matter. All we need to know is that Yan, one of the strongest aerial players in the game, switched his end controls and felt like it improved his ability to control his car and the ball in the air. So if you don't, whatever you want to take from that, those are the facts. Yeah, that might persuade you guys that it's worth looking into. So actually, we do have a game here. I thought this was going to be pretty standard ending of the game, but Cosmic has successfully flicked Yan to keep it slightly interesting at the end, but Yan would have had to lose 2 consecutive kickoffs there in order for it to be over the... Look at Yan, by the way, at the end of the game, rotating his camera to see just how close that was to crossing the line, even though the game's over. He's like, yeah, but how close was that to going in? I want to see. 6-4. Yeah, Cosmic making it interesting at the end there. Yan would have had to lose 2 kickoffs. Pretty hard for it to be possible for Cosmic to come back, and that's not something Yan does very often. I'm kind of interested though. Guys, type 1 in chat if you have switched to Zen controls using L2 or R2 as a directional air roll button. I'm very curious to see how many of you guys have done that. Not many, it seems. Most of you guys have not, but a couple of you guys have. A few of you guys have. Now, I play keyboard mouse, so unless you've got an analog keyboard, which I don't, every button press is completely all in. There are no dynamic buttons. It's just, when you're turning, you're full steering. When you're air rolling, you're full on air rolling. There's no half measures at all. Not only that, you don't have the 8th turning directions. Or is it 16th that controller has? I forget. Yeah, controllers can turn in smaller margins by using the joystick than a keyboard can. Keyboard, you can only turn in 8 different directions, or you only steer in 8 different directions. But yeah, there are other keyboards that have other layouts and other buttons and analog buttons that allow you to do things that a controller can do. I've never really experimented with that because I don't really, care that much about improving. I'm the kind of person that, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm the guy that after my keyboard gets like messy to the point where I'm like, oh, I really need to clean this thing. I'm like, I cannot bring myself to clean this. It's going in the bin. and I'm getting a new one, and all the keyboards I buy are pretty cheap and rubbish, and they're all breaking because they're all cheap and rubbish because I don't want to ever clean them. I'd just rather buy a new one. And it's the same thing with a mouse. Right now my mouse has sellotape on it holding it together. It has the parts on this side are falling off, and I've just taped them back on because I just cannot be bothered fixing it or getting a new one. I don't know, there's just I've never really been the guy to experiment with peripherals, so I've never looked at these analog keyboard stuff. But maybe I should. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe I could be Zen. It's all I'm saying. Maybe I could have Zen mechanics. I just want to think about that for a second and believe that it's a possibility. Please let me have that. Okay. In the meantime, I want to appreciate Cosmic and Yan for not scoring any bangers during that monologue, so I can continue to talk about peripherals. But now if we could have a banger of a goal, that would be very nice. Not quite. Great dodge in the demo though by Cosmic, and a very nice mind game by Yan. Set up a I was going to say a goal. To set up a post shot, so I should say. Now here comes Cosmic again. He scored off a low 50 already this game, so Yan is dodging pretty low into challenges. He's swiping through a lot of these drives past the ball, just in case Cosmic sticks around in a position where Yan can demo him. Great time wasting by Cosmic. He's frustrating Yan here. Yan, who's been attempting tons of demos this game. Cosmic, a very smart positional player. Forces Yan to go all in, and Yan is quite happy to do that. In fact, Cosmic is absolutely nowhere near. Did he backflip or something? Because he is so far off the pace here. Oh, he just accidentally spun around as he came off the wall. Did he clip on the... What happened there? How did his car turn? Did he clip on the floor? I think we have to save this replay and see what on earth happened there. He might have just been trying to... or he might have just wobbled on the landing a little bit, and if you're not holding power slide when your car lands unevenly, it can just turn around like that, as I'm sure all of you guys have accidentally done when trying to wave dash. Trying and failing to wave dash, I should say. Oh, great save. Look at the recovery by Cosmic as well. Tries the open net past a pre-jumping Yan and gets it. Perfect placement required there. Just barely got it past Yan. He had a ghost touch on the replay. The Cosmic's accuracy was good. Yeah, Yan's not going to have an easy demo on this guy. He's not in game 2. Cosmic has had eyes on the back and the sides of his head. Yan trying to outpace him for the most part here. Cosmic defends his goal and the back corner boost as well. Final 90 seconds of the game. It's still all-out aggression by Yan. He actually tried to do exactly what we were talking about there, lunging into a wave dash at an angle to rapidly turn his car around. Cosmic demos him before it can happen, and then scores the third goal. This has been just a textbook positioning by Cosmic this whole game. He's spotted pretty much every demo that Yan's tried to do. He's covered almost every angle that Yan's gone for. And he's been mega efficient with his movement throughout, never allowing Yan a clear opening on net. So Yan will take off to the sky in the hunt for a different avenue of attack. He's gotten the boost to play with now. Cosmic saves 40. That's enough. Successful challenge once again, and Cosmic's got a wide open net here, which he misses, only to double in for a 4-1 lead. Yeah, you can't play like Cosmic is here without being very quick. I mean, it's one thing to know that your opponent's coming to demo you. It's another to keep up your momentum, keep your boost management intact the entire game, so that you're ready to move out the way when they come and try and snipe you. So that you're ready not just to move out the way, but also to keep playing Rocket League in between. Eventually, Yan outpaces him. Boost ran out for Cosmic. It's a brilliant touch right there by Yan. Very awkward for Cosmic to deal with. Initially, he thought he could get a wall play. He realized Yan was going to beat him to it, but then it was too late. So 26 seconds to go in game 2. Cosmic has ball control off the kickoff, spots Yan's early challenge, and flicks it past him. Great play by Cosmic. Safe play by Cosmic. I mean, the only things that's happening here is either he's scoring or Yan's getting a tiny piece of the ball and it's deflecting into most likely a safe position, or Yan's fake challenging, in which case perfectly fine to be flicking the ball. Cosmic knows he can just let the clock do the work for him at this point. He does not need to take any risks. Game 2 win for the debutant, at least on my stream. Far from the first time I've seen him play though, and I will say I was very impressed with his 1v1 play in Gamers Without Borders NA, helping Koi qualify. I forget though who he beat, because there were so many one-off games that weekend. Cosmic saying, did he pick up that big boost in his second goal? He did. Yeah, that was the side boost. Or no, that was the back corner boost steal. Don't know if, am I cheating here by telling him this? Am I cheating? I'm trying to remember. The second goal was the wall shot, right? Yeah, he stole the boost in the corner as it spawned, popped the ball into the air, and then turned around, grabbed mid, and scored on the turn, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah, I think Cosmic might have just been trying to find something that he could improve from that game. That's a sign of a player who's always, you know, going to be improving. He's right now the highest rated player in North America. Well, not in North America. The highest rated player from North America in ranked. And he's nitpicking his own gameplay in a show match against Yan. And, you know, a debut on my stream. Show match against Yan, who's one of the most scary players in the world. Cosmic beats him 5-2 in game 2, and he's looking to find something he can improve on. That's pretty amazing. But yeah, looking at the North American Gamers Without Borders qualifier, Koi had a very impressive run. Lower bracket, we had Cosmic beating Raise Bull to eliminate complexity from the tournament. And we had Cosmic beating AJ to take the lead against Optic. Then we had Cosmic beating Atomic twice, that's G2 Atomic twice, in order to eliminate G2 from the tournament as well. Obviously G2 did go on to qualify, of course. Yeah, fantastic run, very, very strong stuff. Speaking of G2's Atomic, I would love to see him more in the 1v1 arena. I think he's got a ton of potential as a 1v1 player. Clearly mechanical enough. And not only that, I really feel like it would help his 3v3 game. Because as all of you guys know, at least all of you who watch Shockcast, as all of you guys know, Atomic's ground game, G2 Atomic that is the most predictable ground game in the world. This man needs to play 1v1. Everybody's reading him with ease in RLCS. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to go and want to check out the Beast Mode episode of Shockcast. It's a free to listen, free to view episode on YouTube, Spotify, etc. Because yeah, Beast Mode has accused Atomic of being the most readable player on the ground in RLCS. Which obviously 1v1 could help you with. Yeah, speaking of Shockcast, if you guys want more Shockcast, well, I've got good news for you, because the database of bonus content is growing bigger and bigger with every passing week. We've got, I think, 5 bonus episodes right now on the Patreon, the Shockcast Patreon. That's patreon.com/Shockcast. With another one recorded to be released in a few days, and many more to be recorded as well. Those episodes won't expire, so yeah, the more time goes past, the more episodes we're going to have for you guys to listen to. Evergreen topics. I mean, I've got to give me, CJ and Rizzo credit. We have picked some incredible topics for the bonus episodes that will never, ever go out of date. Well, Yan's having a lot more fun in game 3 here, finding his way through Cosmic's brick wall style of defense. Did Yan save his own shot? Well, not... I guess technically yes, but probably what really happened is Cosmic registered a bump on Yan to bump Yan into saving his own shot. At the exact same time, Yan registered a demo on Cosmic, which would have, you know, demoed Cosmic and made it look like the net was open. Yan not going to recover from this one. After a brief tussle in the back corner, he's the one who lands completely out of position. Tried to wave dash there, but didn't do it quickly enough. Cosmic's flicks are just consistent, aren't they? They're not Moxie level of speed, but they're just very consistent. They're just a constant threat. He always just has enough on it that Yan has to jump. Yan's jump there denied by Cosmic's bump on him. What topics do we talk about in the Patreon? If you go over there, you'll see the topic headings in the on the page itself. I won't read them all out right now because it'll take a while to read through them. But yeah, you can actually see the topic headings, and you can see a preview of those videos, the bonus content videos. You can see previews of them if you go to the Patreon itself. It's all there. It's not a blind purchase at all. And as I'm sure many of you will ask, how much does it cost? Well, it actually costs the same amount as a Twitch subscription to access all of that content. And you got to think, you got to compare it. What are you getting if you buy a Twitch subscription to twitch.tv/ShawnyBoy? Well, the answer is not a lot. But that's why I appreciate you guys who do keep subbing, even though it's a terrible idea. Because you're doing it for some awful, awful emotes that really are some of the worst quality emotes on Twitch. And yeah, streak of support of yours truly. Oh, nearly. Yan almost able to keep that out of the back of the net. But he doesn't, and that allows Cosmic to tie the game 5-5. No ads during Zen's games, that's what you get. That's true, you do not get ads during Zen's games. Although I feel like that's a terrible sales pitch to say, yes, sub to me so that when I accidentally forget to run ads between matches so they happen during matches, you don't watch them. I feel like that might just bring another problem into the limelight more than I actually want it to be. Now, Yanxnz had some real problems on kickoffs in this game. Cosmic is just refusing to give Yan any ground in this matchup. Yan tried in game 2 to go for the physical game. It didn't work. That's a physical game that usually works wonders for Yan whenever he plays ones. In game 3 it's been a bit more outplay oriented. Cosmic's had an answer for that as well. Would love to see more delayed kickoffs from Yan. He did it in game 1. Worked. I think he's been a bit too standard, and it's been working against him for most of this match. That drive challenge by Cosmic allows Yan an easy goal back, but he should be getting a kickoff goal here. Yeah, he is. So we've seen this quite a few times. It's time to really look at what's happening here, because this is a consistent problem for Yan. Hook kickoff attempted. Cosmic is mirroring Yan's strategy here, and it is not working in Yan's favor. So Yan needs to commit more to his strategy if he's going to win these. Instead he switches direction. That's a great bounce for him to play with here. Early reset on the ball. Cosmic defends the bottom corner well. I mean, Yan sent a testing shot to the bottom corner there, but it was hardly an unsavable shot. This is going to be a heavy investment and boost by Yan on the following attack. Cosmic denies that one as well, and now Yan has no boost to really recover with. Has to go all the way back to the corner, and Cosmic takes the ball to his corner. Well, this is going to infuriate Yan, who just wanted one more try on goal. Cosmic is not giving it to him. Oh, he's just too smart. That is genius. I absolutely love that. That would be me if I was at all mechanical. The rattiest gameplay ever. And it wins him a game. Phenomenal stuff by Cosmic in game 3. I mean, it's just so smart, really. He just saves one shot, saves another shot, and then he just dribbles the ball around. Yan's like, oh, for goodness sake. I thought he was going to attack me one more time, and I could give it another go. Yeah, Cosmic's defense, it would not work if he was not one of the fastest reactors that we've seen for a while. He is so quick to respond to Yan's moves. Yan's leaving it very late on a lot of these aerial plays before revealing what shot he's actually going for. He'll have options. He could be going for a high shot with a mid-air flick, or he could be going for a low shot with a wave dash shot. He's always got that 1-2 punch combination. Cosmic is not committing. Yan wants him to commit. He wants Cosmic to pre-jump. He's not doing it. He's just waiting to see what Yan does and then reacting at point-blank range. Now, if you are going to do that in your own games, you're wondering, okay, how can I save more shots reactively? Johnny's always telling me to just ball chase and challenge, but now he's saying that reacting can work if you supplement it into your gameplay. Well, if you want to make it happen, the way to do it, at least when you're up against an aerial player, is try to back off all the way to your goal line or even into your goal, because the further back you are, the more touches your opponent's going to need to apply to the ball before they reach you. And by the time they do reach you, you actually don't even have to jump that high before you've got the whole goal covered. However, if you're off your goal line, if you're even just a couple of meters off your goal line in Rocket League, or a couple of Unreal units, whatever you call it, then that's enough distance for your opponent to have an easy shot over the top of you. You need to be much bigger in your goal. You have to jump up much higher to cover your whole goal if you're further off the goal line. It's one of the reasons you'll see players like Rawas, known as the best defender in the world at 1v1. One of the reasons you'll see him leaving it very late sometimes before intercepting or saving a play. Oh, Cosmic's actually beaten this. That was a very, very savable shot by Yan, but I think the flick was so simple to save. Cosmic got a bit greedy and tried to control it. Yeah, he did. Look at that. He's trying to lift it into the back corner there instead of just flipping into it immediately, deflecting into the back corner and admitting that, okay, fair enough, that flick has probably done enough to steal my boost away. Oh, no way. Well, that would have been something special. Cosmic does have control after that attack. What's the mind game, Yan, who's not having any of it? What is going on? Why are people in chat saying Cosmic so bad as he's leading 2-1 against Yan, who's like certified top 10 in the world ones player, on his debut on my channel? Obviously, he's had other show matches and tournament ones matches, but this has to be a pretty nerve-wracking situation for him, and he's handling it extremely, extremely well. You know the irony of, Rocket League fans, this is not just, Yan fans or anti-Cosmic fans, but something that I notice in almost every circle of Rocket League fans, especially the more popular a player gets, the more you're going to see this. For some reason, Rocket League fans have this idea in their head that belittling the opponents of the player they're a fan of somehow makes the player they're a fan of look better, when the opposite is the case. If you're a Yan fan in this instance, and you're saying, well, Cosmic is terrible, what does that make Yan, who's lost 2 games to him? You're actually just insulting the player you're trying to fanboy. You're insulting the player you're actually trying to support. If you ask Yan, what does he think of this player, he'd probably say, this guy's really solid. Very hard to score on, very hard to demo, very hard to win a kickoff against, and list off a bunch of other things that Cosmic has done really well. Mutual respect is very, very common in the one scene, especially between the highest level players, because when you lose 1v1, not really many excuses are there. Yeah, I would encourage you guys, I know most of you guys already do this, but the vocal minority who don't, encourage you to think about maybe hyping up the opponents of the players you like to support. And you'll realize that that does in fact paint your favorite player in an even better light when they beat them. Before we get into the second half of this game, well, as we do, I should say, thank you to DRL TV for the 3-month Prime. 3-month Prime as well from Agro Corrego. Ryer KS and King Kaner with a brand new Prime. So we got another 3 brand new Primes here from Blake, Anna Civic, and Black Inferno. We've also got Eja with a Tier 1, 37-month Tier 1 from Chocolate, and a 4-month Tier 1 from Hobbit Kolb. Welcome back to you. He also asks, can you recap your opinion on naming game mechanics after players who discover popularize them? I don't really want to go into too much detail on that right now, because I think I've explained it enough on stream in the past, but I think the most interesting recent addition to naming, well, actually, I think the most discussed on my channel recently in terms of naming conventions is what freestylers like to call a plan B. I don't really like calling it a plan B, and my logic's the same as it always has been for naming conventions. It doesn't really make sense. It's not a second plan, it's often the first plan that a player's had when they jumped into the air, so it's not a very smart thing or intuitive thing for a first-time listener. So I don't say it. Yeah, in an absolute shock occurrence, everybody kind of agrees with me. It's the first time this ever happened. The first time I've ever said, I'm probably not going to call that mechanic what you guys are saying it's called. It doesn't make any sense. And new listeners to Rocket League and new listeners to my videos are going to not have any idea why it's called that. In fact, it's probably going to mislead them into thinking it's something that it isn't. And everybody's like, yeah, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, yeah, agreed, that's a dumb name. But the only difference is there's no one in Rocket League called Plan B, so therefore nobody has any affiliation or affection to the name beyond the word or the phrase. But I can guarantee you, if there was a freestyler out there and his name was Plan B, there would be riots in the streets, there would be, you know, buildings getting broken into, there would be fires, there would be so much anger in the world at me saying I don't think we should call this a plan B. Just want to like point that out to you guys, but you guys can, you know, you guys can, at the end of the day you can call things whatever you want. I just will stick to what I've always done and try and make commentary more general and easier to understand and explanatory. That's my philosophy. And a couple of observations that I found interesting recently. Swagfrog, thanks for 32-month tier 1. Queue for after so much. I'm going to read it out right now as Jan looks like he's won this one. So we're just going to read this while we continue to watch. See if Cosmic can pull out a miracle comeback. Try to convince your friend on the half flip and double half flip kickoffs in threes. Do you have clips of examples? That's a very good question. Obviously I can't show you clips right now. That's probably why you said a question for answer. I don't know if I've got clips to show you. But one thing I would say is that in order for the half flip kickoff in threes, we do have a game all of a sudden because Jan keeps on going for big kickoff wins against a very strong kickoff player when he doesn't need to be doing that. He could be playing for slower plays. That's not really what Jan does. Jan keeps going. Jan keeps going full speed. Now we actually have a real game in our hands. Oh, that's a tough one to save. Jan does well. Yeah, the one thing I was going to say though about half flip kickoffs and double half flip kickoffs in threes, for anyone who's not familiar with what that means, it means in 3v3, any player that spawns in a diagonal spawn, now generally any player who spawns in a diagonal position in 3v3 on a kickoff well, it's always the player, that's the player who's closest to the ball, and that's the player who tends to go for the ball on the kickoff. But the single or double half flip strategy is for any player who spawns in a diagonal position to, instead of going for the ball, instead half flipping onto the back corner boost and letting the player who spawns in what would normally be the cheating position go for the ball instead, giving your team more boost and slightly later pressure on the ball, kind of denying the other team any immediate offensive options. But the one thing I want to highlight about that is if you're going to do this with your friends, if you're going to do this by yourself in your ranked games, you need to be able to half flip very convincingly, very consistently into the back corner, picking up the boost on the edge of the boost, not just straight through the middle. You need to hit the inside edge of it and then perfectly turn back to your goal, holding boost the whole time and save any shot. It is the responsibility of anyone who's half flipping on a kickoff from a diagonal position to save any immediate shots by the other team. If you can't consistently do that, you probably shouldn't be doing the half flip kickoff. It's too risky, and asking one of your teammates to stay in goal, cover you because your half flip isn't consistent enough, actually puts your team at a disadvantage. But obviously when you're learning, if you want to practice it while not losing a bunch of kickoff goals, that's fine. But in general, if you're not looking to improve, if you're not looking to improve your half flip and you're just half flipping slowly every time with no efforts to half flip faster and fully relying on your team to cover you, that is going to put your team in a bad position. So yeah, don't do that. Don't two people get boost regardless? What's the benefit? Well, not really. Right now, the meta kickoff in threes is one person goes for the ball, one person close cheats, and one person goes for back corner boost, giving your team one player with full boost and two players near the ball in the middle of the pitch. Now, if you don't hit the ball into the other player or the other team who are actually dedicating a player to getting to the ball as fast as possible. I mean, think about what a kickoff is. Kickoff is one player getting to the ball, or it's actually generally two players getting to the ball as fast as possible and then hitting it as hard as possible. That's what a standard kickoff is. Now, if you don't go for the ball, what you've actually done is you've turned your opponent's effort to get to the ball really quickly and hit it really hard into not really much. They've just gotten to the ball really quickly, and now they've, not got anyone to hit it into. They're just by themselves. That's a fantastic save by Cosmic, but I have to really quickly say that's an unbelievable stop. I guess one of the best air dribble bumpers in the game. So yeah, you're kind of denying the opponent what they want. The opponent wants you to hit the ball into them so that they can have a big 50-50 bounce in some direction for their cheating player to chase after. Because cheating into the middle of the pitch gets you into the action area before the opponents can match you, and you're probably going to get the first touch on the ball if it bounces into a sidewall, if it stays in the middle, if it bounces up into the ceiling, or even just bounces up slightly. So if you, as the other team against that, just don't hit the ball into the player who's going for the kickoff in the other team, then their kickoff player and their cheater just kind of look a bit silly. They're just in the middle for no reason. And now you've got two players on 100 boost to their one. And a lot of the time they just give you the ball as well by passing it to your third man. Yeah, it needs experimentation, needs a lot of practice to work. I will tell you it's a ton of fun, and I'd encourage everybody to try it if you're good at half flipping, like I said earlier. It's been such an interesting game to just watch in the background of discussing other things, because these guys have been playing very, very straight up for most of it. Cosmic playing a pretty standard style, and it's working against Yan. Yan, who has tried the physical side of his game, he's tried the finesse side of his game. Cosmic's been a match for both with very, very standard gameplays. I think, what Cosmic reminds me of is Moxie before he became Demon Mode Moxie. Am I crazy for saying that? Oh, that's actually an open net miss though. Huge miss by Cosmic. Yan sees the balls off target, and he gets into attack immediately. Very high flick though. Yan was trying to score that one, no doubt. Yeah, Cosmic just hardly takes any risks. Yan is being starved for opportunities, at least starved for clear-cut ones, even though he's had lots and lots of time on the ball. Now here he comes again. Usually Yan is impossible to defend in these positions. Cosmic is forcing him to go for the absolute limit of his capabilities, and forcing him to miss once again, just by saving so many shots previously. Here comes Cosmic. Doesn't get Yan on the first time, but he gets the demo on the exit, and that is just as effective. Well, he didn't bump him on the first air dribble, but he didn't have to, because he just looks for him on the landing. That's such a smart play by Cosmic. Very low risk. Didn't go all in on the air dribble bump. Just turned around, knew where Yan would be, and bumped him there instead. Now Yan's tripped up Cosmic there. That's such a good play as well. Doesn't look like much, but Yan actually saw Cosmic on the right of his screen there, steered into him as he flipped, and that slowed down Cosmic and denied any chance of saving this shot. 2-3. Yan still in with a chance here. Kind of ran away with the last game. Cosmic has clamped him for the most part in game 5. Yan does not fall for the fake challenge. Low air dribble bump attempt. Cosmic gets to save on it, and he's away with a counter attack. This guy is so difficult to air dribble bump. Now, when Yan plays against anyone these days, his air dribble bump looks undefendable at times. Anyone who's complaining about it better be taking notes about what Cosmic's doing, because he has had the answer time and time again. Now Yan might be in real trouble. Cosmic has wasted time very effectively at the tail end of these games where he has had a lead. That's 15 seconds gone, and more as he dribbles the ball back. He's going to do it again. I mean, what do you do in this position? Cosmic is just letting the clock win the game for him. Yan actually misses his touch. It looks like he's getting a bit frustrated here, potentially. Cosmic isn't leaving the ball. He's not giving Yan any freebies, and that touch is going to be so tilting for Yan, because it looked like he was going to be clean through it. Instead, the ball deflects wide. Yan with one reset. Needs a dunk at the end of it, and he gets it. It's a massive dunk for Yan, and it does give him a chance at the tail end of the game. Oh, he did well to generate so much power there. A little bit more of a hitbox from Cosmic. He could have deflected that into the back corner. Instead, we've got a 1-goal game with 18 seconds left. It looks like Cosmic will take the ball away. And I think he's going back corner with this. He's going back corner. Oh my goodness. He's doing it again. And he's just going to keep the ball here. This is crazy. Can he keep it under control, though? I think he can. It just needs to hit the floor. And it does. Wow, GG's. Cosmic takes down Yan with stellar time wasting in Game 1 and Game 5. Brilliant kickoffs throughout. Unbelievable air dribble bump defense, and in general, crazy evasion tactics. The fact he dodged so many bumps and demos throughout the series. Really, really impressive stuff. Kept his pace up, kept his boost management intact. Always had a solid challenge or solid save to back it up as well. This guy is really, really hard to outplay. Just such a smart player. Well done.